Hi everyone, thank you very much for joining. I will just double check to make sure everything is working. Mhm. Um, and right from the very beginning, I will start a little poll. If you had a moment, please answer there. Very simple question, just for me to understand, for us to understand what you're using already. And yes, thank you very much for joining. This webinar is dedicated to our new release. Basically, some tools were released today. So you will be the first ones to see what we have, to see how it works and the cases where you can implement it. Um, you know that we have already have some really great measurement tools, but based on your feedback, we understood that we're lacking something that would allow you to quickly ask a question and get some answer based on the information provided in your project. That's why today's release will be filled with some tools that would allow you to work with the information, for example, specification pages, notes, legends that are provided in your project on a more advanced level. So you don't have to. I know that you have a lot of, for example, specs there to look through, and you don't want to waste your time sometimes on that, and you would highly benefit from a tool that would do that for you. So this is something that we are presenting today. Hope that after this call, you will be able to work with information in your projects in a more efficient way. And yes, let's get started. If you have any questions, just again, we will, as usually, have Q&A sessions, so you can add anything there, and I will be happy to respond to them a bit later today. I will share my screen really quickly. Just a moment. And please, if something goes wrong during the presentation, please let me know that. I will address the issue if there is any. So yes, let's start our updates, our new tools, and our roadmap for the upcoming future releases. So here is the agenda for today's webinar. We will start with a tool that is very promising, which I'm very excited about. It's called New SKI. You know Caddy already, who's been using Kreo for some time. You know Caddy, but it's a different Caddy right now. It's something much more advanced, and I will just show you how it works right now, and it's something very different and very fresh and new. I will also present a tool that allows it to recognize labels on your drawings in a very quick and easy way. We will also take a look at our auto measure updates, because auto measure is one of the most popular tools in Creo, and it's important to take a look at what new we added here and how we improved it. And then we will look at some of the new tools and improvements that we're planning for the next a couple of months maybe, or just for the nearest future, something on our radar. And of course, we will, at the very end, we will have like 10 to 15 minutes of Q&A session. So please feel free to drop a message in Q&A section there. I will try to answer as many of them as possible at the very end. And I know that there are some people who are just joining Creo, just exploring it. Please feel free, if you like what you see, feel free to drop a message like book a demo or something like that in a chat. It's anonymous. Only we see who dropped it, and then we will contact you to book a demo with you. Or if you're already using Creo, of course, you can just let us know that you want a training call so we can work on your project together with you. So feel free to share any questions or requests in Q&A session. And let's start. We'll start with New Cat AI. New Cat AI is a native language model. This is why you have this little poll at the very beginning with if you're already using some native language model or not, because I do believe that majority of us are using ChatGPT, Gemini, or something like that to some extent, maybe for some like work-related task, maybe for something else, but we're familiar. Yes, we already had Cat in Creo before. Yeah, it was a good tool, but it worked in pretty limited way, page by page only, with some pretty limited capabilities. What we're adding right now will be different. And we will start with the first improvement that we have here. It's called text recognition. Previously, it could read the text, like if it's a real text, for example, if it's a, I don't know, a font, so PDF text. But we all know that sometimes there are scans, there are pen and paper drawings, they're not always perfect. So it was important for us to create something so the tool can recognize the text, even if it's not a text, if it's a scan or I don't know, a something draw with a pen on the piece of paper. So I will switch to our platform just for us to just a moment. I will open this one. I have a couple of examples I prepared for you. Just a very basic one. You can see it's very far from a good PDF drawing. It's a picture of a pretty bad quality. But what I wanted to show you, you can still get the information from this drawing. What we can use here, Ask AI looks the same, works differently. What we have here, we can, for example, type in extract the information from the drawing, and I will make mistakes because I'm trying to do it quickly. And for example, translate into English. So right now this tool will understand, like, again, it's not a PDF, it's not text there, it's just a scan of a text, but the tool will still be able to understand what's written there and it will translate it for me. Just a moment. Yeah, so you can see it read through the drawing, picked up the text and translated for me. So if, for example, again, maybe it's not the case for you, I'm just showing it as an example. So I will have the information from this drawing translated. For example, create, I don't know, let's try something else. Let's try something where we have areas. A great example here, again, a very bad quality image, but still. Let's ask the AI to create a table with all the rooms in English. And of all the rooms, yes. I do hope that it will understand me with no mistakes and add areas, for example. Areas. Let's try and see what it does here. Again, I hope it understands what I need from it. Yeah, you can see I have a quick table. Again, rooms in English, even though the drawing is not in English, and the areas provided, because even though there are pixels here, the AI can still pick it up because it's text recognition. Again, you can try, for example, and ask it to add something to analyze some other information. For example, read this annotation or something like that, but the logic stays the same. If you open the third one, again, something very like pen and paper drawing. Let's try and ask some very specific question. For example, I see some percent here. And I want to ask what is provided in, for example, and let's see if it finds it and if it answers my question. It picked up 39, this one, but we have above it, but we have some information above. So again, if you're using a natural language model in it, I'm almost confused with the first word. So if you're using a language model, you know that sometimes you would need to specify what you mean, add some information for the system to really understand what you're looking for, and to maybe revisit, redo the search one more time. So again, just add more prompts to get a more specific result. Right now, for example, I can double check total is 142. I can ask this, close it for a moment, total 142. It's correct. And then, for example, largest area is site area. Great. I got what I need. It also understood that I needed it in English since my request was in English. And let's try and do it. For example, do we have work plans only here? Because I do see that we have elevations as well. Let's see if it understands it. by the text provided. Yeah, it can see like it basically explained what's there: floor plan, elevation, section view. Great. So it's you can see the quality. I do believe that it's a great result. Again, this is a language model that allows you to just put in the prompt. Maybe it will require some specification on that, but it will go and find the information for you, even on a drawing of that quality. I'm not even talking about like good quality PDFs that you typically work with. All right, let's go back to the presentation. Another very important thing, very something that changed this tool a lot is right now you can analyze multiple pages simultaneously. Previously, CADI worked page by page. And sometimes your, for example, notes or specifications can take 10 pages, 20 pages. And it's like the AI needs to read them all through to really give you a good answer. Right now, it's possible. If I go back to the platform, I will switch to a different project that I have here. Let's do this one. Thank you very much for providing this great project. Very like, it's great to work with. Thank you. And yes, here we have some notes, some like you can see a lot of pages with information and tables. I sometimes like we don't want to read through them trying to find some information. We can ask AI. Even if we don't know where the information is located, we can just ask the AI to help us with that. We can, for example, ask it to do a scope of work. Just again, as an example, I know that managers out there, you need to like to do some scopes of like of work or something. And yes, I forgot one very important thing. My bad. I did not turn all pages of this file. I will do it. Do scope of work. Again, this is my basically first day using this tool. So don't forget, if you want the AI to analyze all the pages, please turn on all pages of this file so it will go through all the pages. Of course, it will take some time for the AI to really like, because this is not even text. This is, again, it's geometry, but it will still read through it and provide me with some scope of work. We'll just wait for a second. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. Not only like the notes, but the information from the entire drawing. Of course, we will not be reading that right now because a lot of things to read. But yes, it allows me to like what I need to do, what I need to measure, where is that, where, like, you can just ask any question, turn on all pages of this file, and yes, and you will get the answer provided. You can ask some questions. For example, I will ask it to create a table because I saw electrical there. They create a table, for example, with electrical elements I need to measure. Let's do it something like there. I need to measure. And let's see what it finds. Again, it will try and pick up the information from different legends and different pages because typically we have a couple of electrical drawings per project. So let's see if it combines it in one table. Great. So let it finish. Yes. So you can see a quick table. By the way, you can always copy it. Like you can copy the information that AI provides. And yes, I can scroll and see, for example, the drawing reference, which is great that I can just go to a page that I need and measure it there and what I need to measure. Yes. Again, great if you like, you'll still read through that information somewhere in your project, but it's just maybe a quicker way. Maybe you would need some tables. Again, it's just one of the examples. Maybe you do it differently, but the logic will be the same. You just ask a question, turn on all pages of the file, and get your answers. Just a moment. I will just quickly double check if everything is okay. Maybe someone is writing. Just a moment. I will stop sharing just to make sure everything you can hear, you can see me. Maybe I'm talking to myself. Yes, everything seems to be all right. I will re-share my screen. Mhm. And I will go back to the presentation. The last thing here is image understanding. Again, it will just like you can upload anything. Drawing of a typical specific type, I don't know, a picture of a cat or something else, they will understand what's on the drawing. And if you like it, it will like explain it for you, what's there, and explain any details. If we go, how it can be implemented, let's just switch back to the platform and back to my projects. Structural drawings. If I'm being honest with you, sometimes I'm confused with structural drawings. It's one of the like it's very difficult to try to work with. Sometimes it takes time for me to understand what I'm looking at. I can ask AI right now. Maybe again, maybe it's just an example. Maybe it's not for you because you know what you're working with. Sometimes, for example, a person like me wouldn't. I can ask it, for example, I will turn this off. Oops. What are this, for example, hatched areas on this drawing? Let's see if it tries to explain to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so try to explain it to me again. I'm not going to read through that. It will explain what it sees, why things like that. You can ask you can add more prompts to go into more details. I will just leave it like that. And you can use this feature in all of the pages. For example, if I turn all pages, I know that it's a little like hidden gem, not a gem, but hidden drawing in this set of drawings. I can ask it, are all of the oh my god, drawings in this project structural? Let's ask it because I do know that it's a structural project, but I know that something is hidden there. Mhm. Yes. You can see the final image, page 14, appears to be site plan or master plan. I do agree with that. The 14th drawing is the site plan. Again, just an image of not a perfect quality, but image recognition allows the AI to really look through even the entire project and try to analyze what's there, like the drawing type or I don't know, some element. You can always ask AI about it. And yes, I will go back to presentation. I will now move on to the next tool. So again, this is a very major tool. It took us a lot of time to create it, to make it, inclined into the construction. So it works for construction projects as well, not like just a basic language model. So I hope it helps, especially for those of you who is working with information a lot, with text, with images a lot. And yes, but do remember that it's not a substitute. It's just an additional tool to the scope of tool that we have. So if you need to, for example, count something, measure something, please use the tools like cut count, auto measure, one click area, everything that you already know to measure or to count. This tool is mostly to like analyze, create a table or something like that. So it's not a substitute. It's an addition to a great number of tools that we have. Now let's move on to, I will not pay a lot of attention to that, but rename with AI. Rename with AI, great tool when you have like files like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you need to really like switch to see what file you need. So rename with AI right now allows you to, just a moment, I will switch to the platform, allows you to do the following. For example, I will go home. Here I have drawings. I can just open my file manager, rename with AI. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have how many? 469 pages here. A lot of pages to switch between. So rename with AI would allow me to go through the entire and and name it for me. Why I'm showing that? Because previously we had a limitation. So a project with more than 100 pages, like the tool will just let me know that the project is too big. Right now I have 469 pages and it's still working. Of course, we will not wait for it to complete its search because, it takes time. We only have an hour, but you can see it works. It selects something like, just for example, the page name. It's short, simple, and clear. Something that you can use to rename your files. I will not rename this file. I can show it on a different one. For example, I have a great MAP drawing here, MAP project. Rename with the I again. My pages are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I don't like working with. I will just turn on, yes, rename with the I, and I have everything. So we have, for example, floor, what, for example, section or type it is. Everything is provided. I will just click apply. Everything is named, and I can quickly switch and see what drawing contains what type of project. So yes, this was rename with AI for a file manager. Again, if you haven't tried this tool yet, please do. It's even better now. And we have also rename with AI in AutoMeasure, but I will show it a bit later when I'm going to show you the improvements of AutoMeasure. We will look at everything together. Back to the presentation again. Rename with AI in AutoMeasure. We'll show it in there. And yes, one more thing. My presentation helped me with one more thing. By the way, here, we did not have it previously. If I right click here, we have rename with AI. Rename with AI will rename it page by page. I'm not sure if you need this tool, but sometimes maybe you would need to rename it here. It offers 3 different variants and how it can be renamed, and you can here type in any prompt as well. So you can do it for the entire project or page by page. And yes, now let's switch to smart labels, another big and very interesting insight and tool for me to share. You'll know text search, right? Yeah, you'll know text search where you have text and you can just, for example, select some text and the tool is going to find all the text elements on the page or in the entire project. Now it's a bit like we're in a pursuit to save you clicks, and that pursuit we create that. So this tool will allow you to make even less clicks because we create something like smart text search. How it works. Typically, if you have, it works mostly with labels. For example, if you're, I don't know, you have room types or doors, window types, or a lot of different elements that you need to count on MEP and HVAC drawing. So, for example, a lot of different outlets, a lot of different, I don't know, types of downlights, types of fixtures, and they all will have different, similar but different labels, and you need to count by label. Almost each time it's possible to group the labels by the logic, for example, by the type. For example, if you see project, again, MEP1, we have, I don't know, 5 different types of outlets. So they're all outlets. AI will understand that, and it will count the labels for the outlets separately, splitting them by their type, but all in one click because it understands that we're counting outlets. The same for downloads, the same for everything else. I'm going to show it right now. So it understands the groups it needs to create, and then in one click you can count all the text elements within that group. Again, maybe it sounds difficult, but I'm going to quickly show that to you. Back to the platform. By the way, I will quickly switch to the residential one, not to this one, but just a moment. Let's use this one, for example, just so to make it a bit quicker, because this tool recognizes smart labels. It works on all pages. So when you turn it on, it will analyze all pages. So I don't want to just waste a lot of our time on big projects. What it will do, you can see you have it on. You can turn it off and turn it on later. It will highlight all the text pieces we have here. Of course, we don't need all of them. We can click on something that we need. For example, here I have my apartment type. I can click on it. You can see that AI sees another similar apartment type. I just click on it, and you can see it measured it from all of the pages. So if I open a different page, I will see them measured, like counted here as well. So if again, I can go to pivot mode to just see how many apartments of that type I have in my entire, project, 14 apartments of that type on all the pages of this drawing. Or I can, of course, turn it off and have like go and see it page by page like that. Again, one click, but it's enough. Either way, something important to notice, we have legend on the side, but nothing is counted here because, again, it is AI based text search. So AI tries to find, like, see that there is a legend, and it will not include the legend in your account. One little note, this tool was released today. So please, I'm begging you, always validate what AI gives you. And please, especially with new tools, do like look through all pages to make sure nothing is included from the legend, nothing is included from some other page that you don't really need. Always validate it. Please, if something like this the first day, of course, you will notice maybe sometimes it will pick it up from the legend. Just please let us know. Just drop us a message here, chat with us. Hi, this is my I don't know, project. This is my drawing. It counted something incorrectly here. We will be happy to take it into consideration and fix that. Just let us know. Again, this is a new tool. We should always validate what AI gives you. But yes, we counted this apartments here. I do believe we have a different apartment type. Or we can count units. For example, I can count units, count with AI. Again, I will have all of my units here. I pivoted them, and now I can see the number of units of each type in my entire project. I will quickly switch to MEP and HVAC drawing that I have here, because this is the main, I believe, the MEP and HVAC professionals would benefit from it the most, because you can see how many text elements are here. The same logic, you just turn on recognize smart labels here. And again, it will take time because this project is a bit larger and like got a lot of text here. Just let it complete its search. It's going to find all the text elements for you. Mhm. Just a moment. Yes, this tool takes time just because it's working with text. And, I have a lot of pages with text information. But yes, all of my text elements are highlighted. What I can do, I can just, again, select one of them. For example, this VAV6, I can just click on it. Just a moment. Oh, yes. Again, something to pay attention to. I understood that it needs to count all the elements in that group. Count with the eye. Again, I have a lot of pages, so it takes time. But again, I just quickly counted from different pages. For example, here, yes, the same elements. VAV4, I can go, and VAV, I have a lot of VAV6. So again, you can turn pivot mode on and off to see everything, like how everything is counted. And again, one note, please validate. It takes like a couple of seconds to look through through one page. So please, we cannot allow like mistakes. So please validate what AI gives you. But yes, this is like on the drawing like that, mechanical, electrical, it will save a lot of time because you have a lot of labels. Typically, you just click and it counts everything typically in one click, like all the similar labels. You can, of course, like adjust the results if something is measured, like counted incorrectly. You can always select something. And for example, I don't like this, I can remove it. Not a problem. As with any other tool, you can adjust the results. But this is the logic. Smart labels allows you to work with labels in a faster and more efficient way. And again, this is new. If you notice something isn't working precisely enough, please let us know. We're happy to fix and help, and we're ready for that. That was smart labels. Please, yes, feel free to test it on your on your drawings. But again, do remember that this tool works with text elements, so it have to be text at the moment. If like we will develop everything with time, but right now let's work with text. If it's a picture, if it's a image, it will not find the text. Yes, this was smart labels. I do hope I have enough time because yes, auto measure. Auto measure, you'll know what auto measure is, but now it's faster and it's more precise. So right now we expect less mistakes from auto measure and higher speed. So if I go to the platform and open one of my typical projects here, I will scale it quickly. Auto measure, again, rooms and areas is the most typical category to select here. This drawing is pretty big, so it will take some time, but it's like not comparable to the number of clicks you would need to make manually. So it will just quickly. And yes, previously when it was like going through the entire drawing, it was measuring at the same time. Right now, you would need to wait for a moment, and then it starts to like you can see hectically measuring all the different parts of your drawing. But yes, it will include, I do believe, everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it included a something it shouldn't, but we can always work with the AI confidence or just delete it later. Again, auto measures for quick measurement. Everything is adjustable. Everything should be validated. I will try and put it to a bit higher. Yes, 52 is enough. Not enough. Just a moment. Yes, 58 is enough. So everything is measured. Something that I wanted to show you. Rename with the eye. Rename with the eye is here. It's now trying to process and name all the areas. Again, we're using a enhanced model. So right now we expect rooms to be named in a more relevant way. So without some like additional information, some extra something that we don't really need, we would try to teach. A little mistake here, not a problem. We'll fix it later. Um, mhm. And yes, we expect the measurements to be named in a more like just in a better way. This is how new auto measure works now. Again, the logic is the same, the process is the same. It's just the quality, um, which is better. And I will go back to my presentation. Now let's talk what's on the radar. Thank you very much for joining today's webinar. I was very excited. I hope you find it helpful, and we would really appreciate your feedback on that. We will be gathering feedback for some time. So if something isn't working, if something isn't working precisely enough, if something goes wrong, please let us know. If you like it, please let us know as well. If you have any ideas on how to improve that, again, let us know. And yes, thank you very much for joining. Thank you for your questions. Hope to see you all testing these new tools this or next week. And yes, thank you very much. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.